What's up, legends? Welcome back to another episode of Dear Caity. Today I wanted to talk about my lockdown faves, and I know you're probably thinking to yourself, we don't really care about your lockdown faves, but the reason I wanted to specifically make them lockdown faves is that these are self-care strategies that I have been using all year, things that have really made this year okay for me, and I don't know, I feel like they definitely fit into the mental health field that I endeavour this channel to be about. So stick with me, see if you get some tips, and yeah, we'll see how we go. And the first one I want to talk to you about is an app called Smiling Minds. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. No. So it's a little coral app that's got a little cloud on it. This is the home screen. Not really loving that either, but that's fine. So it's a meditation app which I have been loving. I do now meditate daily, and I've gotten to the point where I don't necessarily need the app, but I'm still using the app once or twice a week. Whereas, you know, I started using it in about February and I used it daily for at least 6 months. So amazing app. The guy's voice is very calming. There are meditations in there that are only 4 or 5 minutes long, up to about an hour long, depending on which one you pick. And I just think they're awesome. You know, they're really guided meditations. A complete newbie for a meditation person, me, was able to learn to meditate really well using that app, and I really recommend it for anyone who wants to, you know, explore breath a little bit more, explore body scanning a little bit more, explore just the world of meditation a bit more, and see how that can help you you know, kind of be a bit more in control of your life and feel a little bit more put together. Smiling Minds, give it a whirl. It is awesome. The next thing I want to talk to you about is my yoga mat, which I got at the start of the year. Again, really random, but I have been doing yoga daily, or at least doing some form of stretching daily, and I love this mat. So this mat is from the brand Yoga Everywhere. It is a beach scene. They do all Australian beaches and a couple of lagoons from memory. They are beautiful. They're a really beautiful rubber and kind of like a suede type of top. And I just love it, and it really motivates me and makes me do my stretching and my yoga and my peaceful calmingness, I suppose, daily. So they are on the expensive side, so wait for them to come on sale, but they are awesome and I recommend them. I have been reading lots and lots and lots, as much as my eyes will allow me. So some books that I've loved this year I don't actually have with me because I've gifted them to other people, but The Pearl Thief by Fiona McDonald. That book is one of those books that you just cannot put down. Set in Czech in World War II. It is so good. If you're a reader, if you like war setting stories, give it a read. It's awesome. The Kite Runner is my second book. It is a classic. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's on the war side of things, so if you like reading that type of genre. Nikki Stamps has now brought out 2 books, and I've talked about both of her books on this channel before. The first one is Can You Die of a Broken Heart, and the second one is Pretty Unhealthy. They are both incredible reads that are you know, really informative, really factual, but they're books that are written in segments, so you can read a part, sit it down, and you know, read something else for a while. You don't have to read it all in one block. It's not like you're going to lose your spot or forget what the story is about because it's in those segments. So I think it's really cleverly designed. So if you're not into informative reading or you know, non-fictional reading, I suppose it's a book that works because it's how it's structured. Just trying to think what else I've been reading. Like, Osher, I do have his book somewhere. Osher Günsberg's book is amazing. So he has had a very strong mental health background. I cannot recommend his book enough if you are struggling through mental health. Even if you're not struggling through mental health, his book is just incredible. Very articulate, incredibly good at writing, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a really good read and really informative, and you can kind of relate to a lot of it. So Osher Günsberg's book is amazing. If you have any particular interests in reading, let me know, because I read everything. I don't really care, you know, if it's a war story, if it's a romance, if it's a sad story, if it's an info book, if it's a nerd book, I read all of it. So if there's something you're particularly interested in, shoot me a message, because there's a chance that I've got a recommendation for whatever genre that you like. YouTube, obviously, something that I really love, something that, you know, I've slipped into in the last year. But there's YouTubers that I go to and they just make me smile and they bring me so much joy. Someone I'm loving at the moment is Whitney Simmons, and her motto is "It's a beautiful day to be alive." And I can't get enough of her. She's hilarious. She's just so easygoing, and she just lives for the camera, and I don't know, she's just a bundle of joy. And she also has 2 dogs that are just the cutest animals in the world. So if you just want to go somewhere just for a smile, Whitney Simmons' page is where to go. She's a beautiful soul. And I just love watching her. She's hilarious. Sarah's Day and KJ Tills. I've been watching Sarah's Day for years now. She is an Aussie girl from Sydney, and I think you're under a rock if you haven't heard of Sarah. She's pretty well known. She's always on the trending in YouTube now, and she's just a boss babe. Again, she has a dog. She also has a very cute son, and she's just a bundle of joy too. So she's awesome to watch, and I haven't missed one of her vlogs for years now. She's just great. Becca Seals is a fitness and health YouTuber from the UK. I love watching her, A, for her accent, but B, she's just really a joy to watch, and she really is just she's a bit reserved, I think, as well, so she gets a bit shy in front of the camera, which is quite funny, but she's just, she's beautiful, and I don't know, all of those girls just really bring a smile to my face, and, you know, give me some life tips and some health tips, and it's just an easy watch and a getaway from real life when you want to. So if you haven't seen any of those, or if you're not a big YouTuber, go and watch any of those girls, and you'll be very happy, I suppose. My running, so obviously I am a runner. I talk about running a lot on a lot of my YouTube, but I live for Brooks shoes. Brooks I started wearing 5 years ago now, and I have not worn another shoe since. I've worn 3 or 4 different styles now, and they all are amazing for running shoes. I hate Nikes. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but I really don't like Nikes. I don't think the sole's good enough for running. I think that they're big because they're popular, and they're not necessarily the best shoe. You know, if you're going to the gym or whatever, sure, but for running, I wouldn't wear a Nike. But if you haven't put a Brooks shoe on your foot before, go and do that, because they are incredibly comfortable, and they're the best running shoe I have ever worn. So yes, Brooks. Now we're going to talk about my skincare. You would have seen in my last few videos that I have been having quite a few breakouts, and I've had acne issues since I was like 12 years old. We've talked about that as well. It was one of my biggest issues at school. I was teased a lot for my acne. I still struggle with acne, but I have quite a few products that I love and I use. In saying that, there's only a couple of brands that I will go and use. So the first thing I want to talk about, sorry, they're behind the camera, so it's going to bring them forward. First thing I want to talk about is jojoba oil. So jojoba oil, this is from the jojoba company, which is an Australian brand. This is a small bottle. They come in much bigger bottles, and I go through a couple of those a year. They last 6 months, if awesome. When I was at school, I used them morning and night, and I know it's weird to put an oil on your face, and I had oily skin, but it actually balanced out my skin. I now only use it at nighttime because it is quite thick, but if I don't use that, you can see dramatically the difference in my skin. And I don't know, it's just been something that's always been really good for clearing my skin, giving my skin lots of moisture, helping with pigmentation, and helping with scarring. Whenever I've stopped using it, my scarring has become really prominent. So I love that product, and I don't think it's something I won't ever get rid of. You know, I've been using it for nearly 10 years now. Not quite 10 years, maybe 7 or 8 years. Love it. Would never get rid of it. The second brand that I will use is Raw. So it's RAWW. I've got a couple of their stuff here. So it's a very cute packaging, but at the moment I'm using their moisturizer, their foundation. I've got their toner as well. And I've just started using a different cleanser, but I still use their exfoliator. Australian brand, again, organic brand, beautiful natural products. I stopped using chemicals on my skin a long time ago, as best as I could. Obviously there's some chemicals in pretty much everything, but I stopped using like really harsh cleansers and moisturizers and things. So these ones are all Australian products and just absolutely beautiful and soft on your skin, and I can't recommend Raw enough. They are amazing. Esme is a new brand that I've only just started using in the last maybe 2 months. So I've only got their hydrochloric acid and also their cleanser is what I've now switched to, and I'm finding really good results with it. So again, another Australian organic brand. It's a bit more chemically, so not 100% sure how I feel about that, but my skin's having a good reaction to it, so that's nice. Second last brand is Mugu, again an Australian brand. I bloody love Mugu with all of my heart and soul. So I use the I don't know if it's gonna focus for me. No, anyway, this is the blemish cleansing moisturizer. I use it underneath my Raw moisturizer every single morning. And then these are two different moisturizers. This one's a full cream moisturizer and this one's the MSM. This is just a really lovely everyday body moisturizer. This one I use when I get my eczema really badly, and it settles it down more than steroid creams. Sorry, I had to think about that. Steroid creams from pharmacy, I actually prefer to use this. This stops the itching instantly and it'll get rid of the eczema as quickly as a steroid cream. And it's an all natural Australian product. So I love that. The only other product that I'll use is Sukin. So again, Australian organic brand. And I use their shampoo and conditioner, and I don't get as bad acne on my back when I use those as in comparison to when I use a more chemical based shampoo and moisturizer. So there's a running theme there. Australian, usually organic or quite natural in products. And yeah, I've just tried to really simplify it, but those are the only brands that I wear now. Makeup wise as well, they all come from those brands, all my makeup products. I find that looking after my skin is really important for my self-care. It's something I do for me every day, and even if I'm having a really rotten day and I can't force myself to do anything else, you know, I can't force myself to stretch or go for a run or do any exercise, I'm still going to get up in the morning and brush my teeth and wash my face. So my skincare is a non-negotiable, and it's just the one thing every single day that is a self-care no matter what. So if you haven't tried any of those brands, give them a go. None of them are overpriced. They're all lower to middle of the range type of brands, and yeah, they're awesome. My last thing I want to talk about in my lockdown faves is podcasts, because I've only gotten into podcasts in the last couple of months and I've listened to quite a few. I'm just going to pull up my library. So I'm listening to, at the minute, True Crime Garage, which is it's an American show, a couple of blokes. But the ones I would love for you to listen to, if you haven't ever listened to podcasts, are Better Than Yesterday, Osher Ginsberg again. He does 2 a week. So one he just does by himself, having a chat about something, and the other one he has a guest. And it's just amazing. Like he's just really relatable, I suppose, and he's really clear in what he's saying, and I just really enjoy listening to his podcasts. If you want to giggle, Fake Doctors, Real Friends, so they're the Scrubs guys that are doing a rewatch of the Scrubs and chatting through each of the episodes, and it's just hilarious to listen to, and it's really nice when you just want to calm down. No Filter by Mia Friedman. If you're not following Mia Friedman on socials or podcasts or, you know, Mamma Mia or whatever, you're doing something wrong, because she is an absolute gem of a human, A, and B, she's bloody hilarious, and we just love her. So her podcast No Filter is fantastic. I listen to the Kick Pod, the Health Code, Raw and Real, and then there's like things like the Tony Robbins podcast if you need something to, you know, really hit deep, and inspirational. TED Talks do the same thing, and I have a couple of nerdy ones I listen to as well. So there's a lot in podcast world, and you know, you might want to listen to podcasts for informative stuff. I listen for stories, so I listen to true crime or true medical issues, Dr. Death if you're a medical person, or really interested in medical type of shows. Dr. Death is just, he's a American spinal surgeon that really just will make you never ever want to go into surgery ever again, but really interesting. And the other one is Dylan Alcott, Listenable. So yes, I listen to quite a range of things as well, as you can tell. So the only thing I haven't really gotten into is TV. I've watched a couple of shows, but there's nothing I've really gone, yes, I should watch that. So if you have any suggestions, that would be good. But that's kind of going to wrap it up for me, guys. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about, send them through. But yeah, I think that all of that kind of makes sense as how that keeps me sane, and why they're all self-care tools for me. And they're my favourite things this year that have got me through, and that are, I don't know, allowing me to take care of myself, and therefore take care of the people around me, because I'm pouring from a full cup and not an empty one. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all taking care of one another, and we're gonna have another chat next week. So make sure you're back here next Sunday around 5 for the next upload, and I look forward to talking to you then. Don't forget to comment below, hit me up with a like, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with your friends. I would really, really appreciate that. Okay, thanks so much. See ya.